All right, let's pull back the curtain on the music industry. Today, we're figuring out how a song climbs all the way to that coveted #1 spot.
You know how it is. You hear a song everywhere, and then boom, it's a massive hit. But how does that really happen? Is it just some kind of magic? Or is it just a great song? Well, the real story is so much more interesting.
See, the journey to #1 isn't just about good vibes. It's actually a super organized, super competitive race that tracks every single listen, every view, and every purchase. It's all about the numbers, and the formula is probably more complex than you'd think. So let's break down exactly how it works.
To understand today's charts, we've got to start with the single most powerful force in modern music, and that's you, pressing play.
So first, let's get our terms straight. The basic unit of music today is the stream. Anytime you listen to a song for at least 30 seconds on a service like Spotify or Apple Music, you've pretty much just cast a vote for that song. It's that simple, but believe me, it adds up fast.
And we're not talking about a small piece of the puzzle here. Oh no, streaming has completely changed the game. Those billions of daily plays from listeners all over the world, that's the main engine that drives a song straight up the charts. But wait, how do you compare millions of streams to, say, someone buying a CD? Well, chart makers use something called an album equivalent unit. It's basically a special math formula that bundles a specific number of streams, let's say 1,500, and counts them as being equal to one album sale. It's how they make all the different ways we listen to music fit into one single ranking.
And it's not just about audio streams. The charts are smart. They've had to adapt. Views of official music videos on YouTube? Yep, they count. And what about those viral clips on social media? For sure. If a song suddenly blows up in a massive dance challenge, that huge wave of attention can push a track, even an old one, right back to the top.
But here's the thing. Streaming isn't the only ingredient. The real recipe for a hit song is a mix of cutting-edge tech and some surprisingly old-school factors.
Take a look at this. This chart breaks down the modern hit mix perfectly. Streaming, as you can see, is by far the biggest piece of the pie. That's all those individual plays we just talked about. But look at the other slices. Radio airplay is still a huge factor. We'll get to why in just a sec. Then you've got digital sales, like a download from iTunes. And that little slice? That's physical sales. Think vinyl and CDs. It might be small, but it shows a really dedicated fan base.
I mean, just look at how much things have changed. In the old days, chart companies had to literally call record stores to ask what was selling. Now, they get instant, real-time data from every digital platform. The whole system has shifted from tracking what people buy to tracking what they're actively listening to, moment by moment.
And hey, let's not write off the radio just yet. Even with our personal playlists, radio is still incredibly powerful. It's the ultimate way to discover a song without even trying. You just hear it. It puts a track in front of millions of people who might not have found it on their own. In cars, in stores, at work. That massive reach is how a song breaks out of its bubble and becomes a true household name.
Okay, so now that we know all the ingredients, let's see how they're used by the most famous music chart in the entire world. This really says it all, doesn't it? For decades, the Billboard Hot 100 has been the ultimate benchmark for success in American music. Hitting #1 on this list, that is a career-defining moment, period. So how does Billboard do it? Well, their formula is this carefully balanced blend of three key things. Streaming shows what we're all actively choosing to listen to every day. Radio airplay measures how much a song is getting out there to a massive, broad audience. And sales, both digital and physical, measure the commitment of those super dedicated fans willing to actually pay to own the music. Of course, this isn't just an American thing. Most countries have their own official charts. Over in the UK, for instance, the official singles chart is the gold standard. It uses a really similar mix of data, but with slightly different rules. Like sometimes they'll limit how many songs from one artist can chart at the same time, just to keep things interesting.
So, why do artists and labels fight so hard for that #1 spot? Well, because it's about way more than just bragging rights.
Getting a #1 hit sets off this incredible chain reaction. First, the artist lands on the charts and the whole industry pays attention. That leads to invites to play at major festivals, putting them in front of huge new crowds. With that visibility, big brands come calling with endorsement deals. Then, before you know it, the song is being used in movies and TV shows, cementing its place in pop culture. Each step builds on the last, and that's how an artist becomes a household name. It's like a massive snowball effect.
And that's really what it comes down to. In such a crowded industry, a top chart position is the clearest, most undeniable proof that an artist is connecting with people and is a major force in the culture right now. It is a massive signal of relevance.
The way we track hits has already changed so much. So what does the future hold as our technology just keeps evolving?
Well, the next frontier is already on the horizon. Chart companies are seriously looking at how to measure popularity in totally new spaces. Imagine music played during a huge online gaming event, or a song that becomes a smash hit inside a virtual world like Roblox or Fortnite. The charts will have to adapt to count these new ways of listening.
Which brings us to a final thought. The very definition of a hit song is always changing to reflect our culture and our tech. So as we move forward, the really big question is this: what should we measure next to truly capture what makes a song popular? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.